Hi there, welcome to the Game Over Show. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
I'm Lisa Stedman, and this is the daily online talk show that answers the question, if your high school boyfriend finds you on Pinterest, don't respond. Just saying.
What about high school girlfriends? That's okay?
Oh, if my high school girlfriends got in touch with me, it would be a different story. You know who you are.
Eek, nah, I can't roll that way. Sorry. This is the relationship talk show that's broadcast to a worldwide audience.
We are worldwide.
And we are the only relationship talk show broadcast live daily on Facebook.
I love that. Ooh, ooh.
Right?
Please tell your friends. We definitely want to spread the woohoo around the world. So tell your friends if you find this to be an awesome show that you love and the advice is really good. Today we've got a juicy topic.
We certainly do. And if you don't know who we are, you can visit us on thegameovershow.com and you can find out more about Lisa, more about me, and why you're sitting at probably my fan page at facebook.com/theproblem-is-men.
I think you just, like, you know how people name drop? I think you just, like, fan page dropped.
I did. Better than pants dropping, right? Especially on live TV.
Please.
Because this is live.
I prefer that.
So we're going to jump right in.
Dive right in to this topic
so,
today.
We're talking about 50 Shades of Grey. And there's been a lot of people who have talked about the books, right? And it's a trilogy.
Hot in here.
If for some reason you don't know what this book trilogy is all about, then you've been living in a cave.
Under a rock.
Something.
Under a fuzzy pillow.
But we don't want to talk about we can touch on the BDSM sides of things.
Touch on the BDSM.
We did.
It's not really about, we're not looking to talk about the BDSM per se, because that's not ultimately what the book is about.
No, it's
not.
not.
What a lot of the controversy's been about.
Well, it's controversial why, so we're just going to jump in, right?
Yeah.
Join us. And if you're on the social stream, I am monitoring.
I was going to say I already jumped in and I'm already wet, so.
Whoa. I had nothing to do with this. So...
Swimming pool.
But let's talk about it, right? So the entire book trilogy, everybody puts as BDSM. And then the real people who are in the life, and if you're in the life, you know that it's a capital D/lowercase s, that this isn't a true dominant submissive relationship, because he's a master dominant, right? He's a
I thought we weren't going to talk about the BDSM.
But just to touch on it, because we have to, just to dispel it. And he would never go after a submissive that was not experienced.
Because of where he was?
Yeah. He's got years of experience and blah, blah, blah.
Got it.
So we go through all that. But the dynamics are what's so interesting. So if you read the books, it's not the best writing in the world. No disrespect to the author. But
she's doing redonkulously well, and we applaud you. There are like 13,000 reviews on Amazon.
Right.
Crazy.
And they're polarized, though, right?
Oh, yeah, totally polarized.
Love it or hate it. But so let's talk about the dynamics. So there's clearly a sexual component. You go to Barnes & Noble, and you'll definitely find an entire section now called New Romance, right?
But really, that's code for?
Softcore porn. For the Stepford Wives of the world.
Now let me ask you this: was this genre around before 50 Shades of Grey?
Kind of. I mean, you got Danielle Steele, and you have that whole
Harley
thing,
Quinn,
right?
Danielle Steele.
But this was all like making love, and everything's on the beach, and it's beautiful.
Windswept, and Fabio Post on the cover.
Shut
I've actually
up.
Seen him a million times in LA. That guy gets around.
Yeah, no doubt. But have you ever had sex in the sand?
Yeah, it gets all over your booty.
Right. Sand is not a lubricant, anyway. So, sorry.
Sandburn, having bad visuals, flashbacks to high school when there was nowhere else to do it.
But it's the two of them. Oh, God. But it's the
Mom!
But it's the two of them and the way they relate, right? And what makes this book series different is the banter that goes between them. And that's where we have the quintessential bad boy who's damaged goods. He's damaged goods. And we have the innocent girl who he's madly smitten with.
Yeah.
And now...
Well, that is the fodder. Like, seriously, that is every woman's wet dream. And I say every woman loosely, because maybe it's not everybody's wet dream.
You say every woman's loosely?
But what I'm saying, sir, is that, most women have had the fantasy of turning the bad boy into the good guy who will love them forever. We also are highly seduced by the chase. I'll make him love me. I'll get him to love me. If I just lose weight or work harder or do this or do that, he'll eventually come around. So I totally get why this book is such a phenomenon, because women were kind of trained to think that that's the ideal. But it's not the ideal. Like, how hard do you want to work to get an emotionally unavailable guy to turn around and love you? It's really frustrating. Been there, done that.
And Christian Grey is broken, right? I mean, this is a guy who cannot be vulnerable. He cannot let go. He cannot make love. He cannot show any emotion. He does have feelings for her, but he has a hard time identifying with it. Right. And she ends up finding all her validation-ish in getting this guy to flip over to her side of the fence.
Well, that's the chase. That's the seduction of the chase. And, men and women both play this chasing game. And, the players of the world play it a different way. And the women of the world, I think we're so seduced as a culture of women to think that maybe if we just try a little harder, it's gonna work out great.
Well, and to his credit, I mean, his character did try very hard to meet her halfway. He had been conditioned based on his own broken unit syndrome from his prior sexual past. Right, well, not his unit, but him being a unit.
I'm concerned about his broken units.
Everybody turns to a 7th grader, including me, right? But no, he just has all this damage, and she has to pull him out of all this damage, because she doesn't take any of this. Like, she enters the lifestyle, but unwillingly. I mean, he has her sign a contract and all this other nonsense.
Isn't that part of the deal? Is if she's a submissive, she's entering unwillingly?
Well, no. See, that's what's bullshit, right? In a true sub-dom relationship... No, in a true sub-dom relationship...
Have a code word?
Exactly. It's the submissive that has all the control.
Ooh.
Because all they have to do is say stop, and that's the end of it. Otherwise, it's a crime, right? Because it's not just submission, it's a felony, right? So... sorry, I'm not trying to make light of that, right?
Whole other show.
But no, I mean, the submissive is actually the one that's in control. So
sure.
It's all false. And Christian Grey ends up going into how he was a submissive for a certain amount of time.
Interesting.
He knows how the dynamics work on her side of the fence as well. So he knows where the stop gaps are and how to pull her over the line and all this other great stuff.
So what do we learn from the fact that this is such a phenomenon? What do women need to know that's going to help them take whatever is appealing about this book into their real lives, if possible?
There's a couple of things, right?
Okay.
So firstly, it's not that women haven't been thinking about this stuff, it's something tapped in instantly and emotionally into exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah.
It's that combination that you were describing. The bad boy, but he doesn't treat her like that outside the bedroom.
He's nice to her outside the bedroom?
Yeah, he's very kind to her.
Oh.
So it isn't like, I've got you on a leash and now you're my bitch and come here. Like, it's not like that.
That's really confusing. So they have a good relationship outside the bedroom, and then in the bedroom it's naughty.
Control and submission is primal in nature. Right?
That's pretty hot, I gotta say.
Well, it goes back to caveman days. You bonk her on the head and you drag her back to the cave by her hair. Right? You bonk her and you bonk her.
The Hugs had me on date number 2 when he said, I've always been too nice for the naughty girls and too naughty for the nice girls. And I was like, disco!
That is
sold.
An awesome line. I read that on a
Louis?
Hallmark card. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding, Louis. Just kidding. Don't kill me.
Louis, the best.
But no, it's that combination, and so for women, they're looking for that combination, and so many men are not answering the call. I mean, we have a show coming up in a week about men cheating and women cheating, and I went undercover last year to uncover why women are cheating.
Interesting.
Maybe we'll do a show on that.
We need to, because what you discovered about why women cheat, I found fascinating.
Well, and it was fascinating on my side too, and we don't have to delve into it here. That'll be a separate show, and you can come back.
Seriously, was good juicy stuff too.
But it's the same thing that women are buying and snapping up this book for. It's really intelligent-ish banter, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, they're playing with each other.
So it's foreplay for the brain and the body.
And the body,
okay.
Right. And it's the chase,
right?
And it's the bad boy, and it's all this great stuff. And it's not like he's not good-looking and moneyed and
he's rich and powerful.
Ian Somerhalder's going to be playing him, right? And good-looking
Although
guy.
I gotta say, Channing Tatum, people's sexiest man alive. You should be playing him.
No,
I saw Magic Mike. I saw his moves.
He's not a bad boy.
I was not a fan before that.
He is too pure to be pink. right?
Oh no, he's got a bad boy streak in him,
No.
Channing. And I was not
He'd
a
have
fan
to
before
channel it.
Magic Mike. But let me tell you, after seeing those moves, I'm sold.
Moves does not make Christian Grey.
Well,
Christian Grey has a smooth, he's got a smoothness that can only be achieved by a certain type of guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Channing may have the look.
Giving you some love.
Right. You got the Magic Mike, but you don't necessarily have the rest of the
What was that
package.
little hand gesture you did, sir?
I'm sorry, that was behind the laptop. We're going to leave it right there.
Don't want to see what it was.
Sorry about that.
There's like literally behind the scenes happening behind this laptop.
Well, yeah, if
we're
you're wondering,
pants and shoes though, like just in case you're wondering.
I am monitoring the social stream. If you have
Yes.
a question, chat right in here. But today, we have a different type of
we have to go
sponsor
pay
today.
some bills, you guys, because it's expensive to put on this production.
So this show is actually being sponsored by our mothers.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
This is what's so awesome about this. Your mom's probably watching, and my mom's still clicking around going, where is it?
That's what he said. So,
oh, I love you, Mom.
Yeah, and Mom, I love you too. My mom's on the left, just to make everybody clear. At least it's on the right. We're not going to name names.
Mama. I love my mama.
But
my mama's going to be 70 next week.
Now,
I am
how can you do that?
Proud of her.
You cannot
yes,
talk about a woman's age. All right.
I'm freaking 41, people. Deal with it.
Okay, how much does your mom weigh?
You know what? My mom has lost 25 pounds this year.
Nice.
Between the two of us, we've lost 50 pounds, and my sister is another 20 pounds. So we've lost half a Stedman.
I think we're gonna. That's a Backstreet Boy. So we're gonna do a show on weight loss. I have a feeling here too.
It's actually a Miley Cyrus.
Oh my god.
Another show entirely.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
So, hi, Mom. If it weren't for you, if it weren't for you two, we wouldn't be here. So we'd like to thank our mothers for making us possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, cool.
With that in mind, we are getting to your live advice, which is what we do on the back half of Game Over every single day.
I just love that you say back half.
Well, you got to ask before you play the back nine.
You should always ask. When you don't ask, we get really pissed off. We might be open, but if you don't ask, shame on you.
Right?
I could name names right now, but I'm not going to.
Whoa.
Nobody current.
If you have a question, we take your live advice right here. Sometimes we take them over the social stream. Other times we take them at the Game Over TV Show at gmail.com.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the peeps typing in today. Thanks for being on the live chat stream.
Or if you want to reach us directly, you can go to my fan page at facebook.com/theproblem-is-men.
Tell me. And
click on the message button.
That's reaching them directly.
Facebook.com/theproblem-is-men. Click on the message button and we will get your advice live and answered here anonymously.
It might take a minute. There's a delay here.
You are just trouble. Oh my God. Okay.
All right, sir. Let's bring it. My favorite part of the show.
This is going out to D. Hi, D.
Hey, D.
Been together for 4 years. We've been having some problems.
There's a whole lot going on in D's situation.
She wants to take the next step in the relationship because they've been together for 4 years.
And the next step is?
Moving in together.
After 4 years.
And he says...
A little bit of a red flag right there, just saying.
But he's not ready for that yet.
He's not ready. Could you tell me their ages in this scenario?
He's 37. She's 24.
Little red flag.
Little?
So, big red flag. Didn't want to say it.
Humongous red flag. And then we can go into, is it normal for him to put his mother over me as a priority? He
red flag!
He doesn't stand up for me in front of his family, even if I'm supportive of him.
Game over.
What do I do? Can I change what he thinks?
Game over. You had me at mother first. Game effing over.
So here's the scary part, is that you didn't wake up, unfortunately, Dee, after 4 years and say, wow, I wonder why this is happening. Like, this has been happening the whole time. You're just writing into us now.
And Dee, thank you for writing in now rather than waiting till it's 10 years in.
Right.
My first red flag is around the age difference. Because when a guy is that much older and he's dating younger women, that's probably a pattern for him. And it's a pattern for him for a reason, because it works.
Well, it can be. And so we're speaking very generally. There are some winter summer relationships or fall spring relationships that work.
But my concern is when there's a dramatic age difference and the person who's older is non-committal, because that tells me there might be a pattern at work.
Well, and they have mommy issues, right? And
then you throw the mommy issues on top, and I just say game over to that.
Yeah, totally. Like,
woo!
You know,
Trust me.
What can you change what he thinks? No. He's been like this for 37 years. If he changes, if he could, but it's all choice. So he'll change when he's ready.
Yeah, so it's not based on the fact that you want him to change or you'd like the scenario to change. I would love for the scenario to change and for you to get what you need, but if after 4 years the moving in conversation is the tough part,
game over.
Game over.
Game over. All right.
I got a game over out of you. Jeez.
Game over.
God.
Game over.
Game over.
This is to R, okay?
Hi, R.
And so R says she recently met someone. Hi, R.
Here.
And the thing is that she met him on a dating site, and he's much older than she is.
Okay.
She's decided not to take it too seriously, any relationship at all. She really likes his company, but her problem is his age. I never thought anything would come of that, so I'm not so sure what to do because he's older than her.
Starting to fall for him? Is that what she's saying?
Well, she is starting to feel that way, but not. She wants to get ahead of the curve, right, before it ends up down a path.
Yeah.
So, like we were saying in the first bit of advice, it's not necessarily age, right?
Right.
But age is just a number. So it really depends on your compatibility. In the first one, the age ends up an issue with D. The age ends up an issue because he's still almost kind of living at home, right? At 37 years old.
Emotionally.
Yeah. But this guy, I mean, you met him on a dating site, so...
So he's available. He's looking for love or looking for something. I don't feel like I have enough information to go on. I don't think the age is an issue unless it's like a life experience thing.
Sure.
Like if you're at dramatically different places in your lives, you don't share a lot of common goals, ambitions, visions, plans for the future, that can be a deal breaker. But just like, let's say you really get along. Let's say you really connect. I don't know what the age difference is, so it's kind of hard for me to diagnose that one.
But even with a large age difference, I come from a different, kind of mentality. Like my father was 56 and my mother was 29 when I was born, right?
Wow.
So sorry, Mom, if I'm giving up your age. I just had you sponsor the show, and here we are.
I'm going to do the math really quick. No, I can't. Sorry.
But no, it's really about the other pieces of your compatibility that are going to make the difference.
Were your parents happy together? Was their relationship compatible?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Until, of course, it wasn't.
Okay.
So, and for different reasons, that is a completely different show.
I think that's really... Here's my one challenge with a dramatic age difference like that. It may work for now, but think about 10, 20 years down the future. You're 20, he's 50 now. What's that going to be like when he's 70 and you're 40? Like, those are things to consider. And as much as you love someone, you can't guarantee that...
Well, you're entering their lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be difficult and challenging at 70, 80 years old for them to meet you at 40, 50. So, but you met him on a dating site. My advice is let things reveal themselves over time, right?
See how it goes.
You don't necessarily have to make that decision today, like I'm starting to feel something and I'm out. Or I'm starting to feel something and I want to get married.
So I think the key here is, what are the deal breakers? If everything is pointing to its green light, go for it. But if there are deal breakers, like you want kids and he's already had them and doesn't want more, or he smokes and you don't want him to, there are things that you need to know your relationship deal breakers. If age is the only thing, I say give it a try.
No doubt. No doubt.
No doubt. I got it. No doubt.
This one goes out to R.
What? We didn't. Oh, we just had an R. We have another R.
We have another
What's
R.
up, R2?
Well, and we had a D, too.
R2-D2. I'm so not going to do the Star Wars
Stupid.
show. Oh, another show? Dating Star Wars Fanatics. Let me tell you.
Oh, my God. We're not even going to do that.
Yeah, we are. Not today.
R is a Muslim girl.
Welcome.
Now, we are not religious experts. I'm just reading what's here, okay?
Yeah.
So, Muslim girl, deeply in love with a guy, but he got married to another lady.
Ooh, ouch.
And, it was
your pain, R.
He says it's a paper marriage, and he's not in love with her.
Okay.
But he's lying to me. He's lying to her.
He's lying to her. I hope he's not lying to you.
He's not lying to me. I mean, he's a nice guy, right? He's been lying to her. She wants him with her, but... there's no way that that's going to happen today. So she's wondering what to do, and then we get into some other issues, which I'll address in a second. So my take is he's married, sweetie.
Game over.
That's it, right? Arranged marriage, religious reasons. He's married now.
It's married.
It's done.
Yeah, and if it's religious, whatever the reason, there's a marriage involved. And here's the deal, she could wait for years for him to be done with that marriage, and it could not happen. And you deserve so much better than that. So as hard as it is, really give yourself permission to let go and move on.
You're going to have to. And this is what concerns me. You mentioned some other drastic measures that you've been considering based on the challenges that you're experiencing emotionally. My advice to you is to please seek out a friend, seek out a family member, check into a hospital, talk to a doctor, and see what can be done about your level of anxiety and your level of depression. I'm not diagnosing, I'm not a doctor, but from your description of what you're going through and the actions you're willing to take,
sorry to hear that.
you're bordering, so straight talk is that you're bordering on obsession and you're starting to scare me. You really need to talk to a professional and see what can be done. Okay?
And so here's something that's important. I want to touch on that for just a minute. When you find yourself in those situations and you're depressed about it, there's a reason you're depressed, because your reality is not matching what you really want. It's not a sign that you are crazy. It's not a sign that you are wrong or you are bad or you are a failure. But it's really important in situations like that to seek out help outside our brains, because our brains go in a loop that makes us a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I've been there. So please get help. Please find the support that works for you.
Absolutely. And don't wait. Do that right now. And I was just checking with the Social Stream, and absolutely. Everybody shares the concern. Please go do that.
Yeah.
This has been Game Over. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
I'm still Lisa Stedman.
And you will be throughout the entire broadcast. Join us tomorrow. We're going to talk about something that's on a lot of people's minds, and that's being single for the holiday season.
Being minus a +1 at all those holiday parties is not a game over, and it's not a sign you suck, and it's actually a great way to celebrate and flirt. So.
And we're going to talk about that
tomorrow.
So until then, thank you. Take care of each other.